Anybody else? Question? Nope. Okay. We're boring. Okay. So listen, Natalia, this is probably the perfect time.
Oh,
Can you do like a little impromptu tour, get your laptop and just move it around and show us the
oh,
studio? Or is
sure.
that cool or possible?
Definitely.
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely. We'll love to
Because
show
your
you.
room looks very cool. So if it's feasible, if it's
Thank
feasible.
you. Yeah, 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 I do. Let me unplug this power cord here.
And
Okay,
Chip,
so
Chip, give her the full screen here when she does it, if that's possible. You can get rid of me and
Yeah,
just,
one moment.
yep.
so this is we call our studio Zero Gravity. That's why you were saying that name in the other screen that I was sharing. It's actually located in the same building as the Abbey Road Institute. So it's also really cool that we get our students to learn and actually do their mixes here. And well, yeah, it's really fun. So if I can show you, first of all, I'll show you the door which has let me show you. Let's see if the light. So it has a
Yep,
little
yep, we're
message.
fine. Got
It
it.
says zero gravity. Once you experience immersive audio, then coming back to stereo is like visiting the past. That's our door.
Well, that pisses off all the stereo people, obviously.
Uh, and then yeah, let me show you. I'll get off the way. This would be the space. This is our
What's the monitoring system?
we're using PMCs. We
BMC's it?
had yeah,
What's the configuration?
we have a 9.1.4.
Okay, got it.
So you would see we have the big ones here. Those would be um for the left, center, and right. I believe
Yep.
they're the 2.8. Is that the reference? 2.8. And then we have the other ones like around. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly, guys.
No, no, it's okay. I mean, I got it, and they're the sides, and then you got your rears,
Yes, so here
and
we
then you
have
got your
ears
overhead.
and we have these acoustic panels that were like custom made.
Yeah.
And which
Did you have Dolby come to your place to tune your room?
yes, we had one day we had Dolby and the PMC guys together.
Got it.
They were here and they, spent the day calibrating the studio. We also have this big screen which I really love.
Oh, that's killer.
You can fit everything into it. And then the TV, I don't know if I showed you that. Also like a TV up there. So it's, like easy to see everything at the same time. The panner and the full session.
Yeah, you can separate things
It's
out.
been
Yeah.
really, really comfortable. And the other thing I love is we have this SSL controller. Let me
Yeah.
show you this one.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Really nice. We love it. And I love it because a lot of automations. I
Yeah.
end up doing a lot of automation in Atmos as well, volume automation, a lot more than I tend to do in stereo. So doing it manually feels really nice, and it's sometimes even more um
Intuitive.
yes, more intuitive, and I end up doing better automations with faders
Um,
with the
qu-
mouse.
question for you: when you're mixing in Atmos, are you using predominantly plugins, or do you have a rack of Neves that you like to kind of like, hey, I want to like warm this thing up. I want to kind of do it differently and not not that I'm dissing plugins. I'm not dissing plugins. Get me wrong.
But
But just saying, like, look, I want to run this through some analog, a leveler, and so on. Do you have analog outboard gear you use in the process?
well, unfortunately, not in this room. In this room, we don't have any outboard gear for
Hmm,
that. But in the other rooms on the studio, we do have some outboard gear that we have an SSL and we have the Neve and we have some
I'm sure.
compressions, the pull tech and some other nice,
Sure. Yeah.
nice gear that we really like. So if it was the case that I wanted to use it specifically for an Atmos mix, then I would, go downstairs and go through it and
Sounds
print
like
it
a pain
and
in
then
the
come
ass.
back. That would be what I what I do. It would be like kind of a two process thing. But for Atmos, normally I would stay more in the box.
Okay, so being in the box, and this isn't an advertisement here or anything. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, what's your palette of plugins you like? And obviously the SSL suite of
Yeah.
plugins and so on. Is there anything else? Do you like Halo? If you got a mono track or a stereo track and you kind of want to spread it out in the space more, or is that part of your arsenal, so to speak?
Yeah, I do. We have one that's called Aura 3D
Mm-hmm.
plugin I use mainly for some reverbs I really like, but they are not in surround. So it would
Mm-hmm.
be a stereo reverb that I use. Let me see if I can pop it up. I don't have it in this session. Maybe I can open it real quick. Let me see. Um, so those are the kind of things that we would have in our template
Mm-hmm.
that I was talking to you about in the beginning. So it will be some nice reverbs or some specific reverbs because I actually for the question that I think it was Rob that he had, one of the things that has helped me fill up the space sometimes, sort of thing, is effects. Effects are really nice to use. I think there's a lot more room for effects to be in Atmos and still have some definition. Um, so I love I mean if I can use a surround reverb, I would I mean I use it a lot. We have Altiverb, that's something
Sure.
a must
Beautiful. Yeah.
that I have, 771 Altiverbs. Um, there we have also a reverb that's called Symphony. Really like it.
Yeah.
Really
Heard.
nice, some more plates and things like that. Um, and then for specific effects that maybe we don't have in seven or in surround, we would use the Auro plugin to help it, if that's the case. I've had some mixes, that I've played moving the effects. So that was like another crazy things that we were trying once. And it was, for example, it was like more like an alternative song. And the singer would stay, in the center at the front, but then she would sing like a note, and the reverb would be the one, traveling around. So it was
Yeah.
the reverb that was moving from the front to the back like that, while the vocal would stay in the front, and it was like a really interesting effect that
No,
that
it's cool. There was a track that you sent me, when we were setting this event up, and I perused all your tracks and so on. And yeah, and there was one where she was singing, and then it was like it would catch me here and then pull back, and it
yeah.
was very cool, very cool. Very cool. And I was wearing headphones. I wasn't hearing it on a monitoring system, but I was just wearing headphones, and it translated very nicely.